What can I say about these image generators other than they're all bad and they all look the same? I think all the hype is based on people who aren't professional content creators can now make images with a simple prompt, which allows them to detach from how bad these images actually are. There's no design, there's no sense of composition or structure, not even a rudimentary understanding of color theory. And they can't even create technical accuracy. For example, predators don't have foreheads, so if they're stalking through the grass, their head's going to be tilted back, which would create a straight line horizontal to the ground from nose to head. And their ears would be pinned back. All the image generators are going to do the same thing, and trying to get them to correct that just takes reposting the same direction over and over and over again, and they just don't listen. And here's another example where I try to teach ChatGPT 4o how to find the golden section, which is pretty unusual by itself. Me trying to teach an AI something that's just the opposite of what we're used to. And after a completely frustrating hour and a half, it slowly began to understand what I was trying to express, but still couldn't quite replicate it accurately. And here's the thing, I'll ask it if it can retain this knowledge after we have this conversation. It will say yes, but if I go back the next day, it's just starting over again. It didn't retain anything. And then there's Sora, a higher end version of all these things, but it still has the same problems. Of course, Fortune 500s want to replace their lifestyle ads with this service. Nowhere near that now. Where we are, though, is them going the direction of all big tech and all the shady stuff that comes with that. And the marketing propaganda of, oh, this is the worst they're ever going to be, is just relentless. To justify their outrageous rounds of funding and the fact that they're not so openly stealing from all of us to train these models. And don't get it twisted. While they're pretending to make a product that benefits the general population with productivity, the real problem they're trying to solve is wages. Because if there's one thing that corporations hate more than regulations or paying taxes, it's paying their workers. So, worst they're ever going to be? For Fortune 500s, probably. Not for us. For the working class, in what field has shareholder capitalism over time not led to the complete degradation of a product or service, or complete collapse? What would make you think this mostly dysfunctional garbage in my field would not be the same? After they improve their subscriptions geared towards giant monopolies in every field, which will lead to rapid growth in public IPOs. And then the mass layoffs when they're established after a decade and they need to show a profit. Because the market absolutely loves this business model for every sector, which makes everything suck for everybody, except venture capital and private equity, who can just cash out and move on to the next scam. And this one is just getting started.